Welcome to the place where we take your music, we take our drama, and we take a whole lot of bullshit, and we entertain ourselves. Face the crowd, AcidXHappy, it's HappyDaze 2.0. I'm getting fucking lazy with this shit. There's another rebrand. Let's go. Enjoy the fucking show, motherfucker. You could take a trip with us. This podcast is sponsored by HappyDaze Entertainment. Sit up in the session, take a little toke, smoke up on your grain. Don't forget the jokes. Take a seat with me. Enjoy the show with me. Sit back and hang out with HappyDaze and me.
Is this thing on? Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Wow.
Hey,
here we
there's
are.
my
Hello.
face.
There we are. Hello. How are you? How are you today?
It's been a day. You know, mom life, kids. And, perfect topic of, I just got texts about someone worried about distance, and I reassured them, hey, no, I just been going crazy with these kids. And they're like, okay, reassurance. Good thing.
Reassurance is always a good thing,
Mhm.
whether it's with friends or relationships or dynamics that you're dealing with. It is. Just like
There's a
we have
lot
to
of them.
reassure our audience that we're going to be here sometimes.
I see that we have King Dad and Jenna, and oh my goodness, when it goes past the one bar, I can't see. Let me see. I'll just look at the YouTube channel here.
You can.
All right,
Thank
there
you
we
guys so
go.
much for watching and showing love. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and don't forget to smoke with us. Get your dab pens, roll up, pack your bongs, pack your bowls.
Like my nice little burger right there.
Oh, that's cute. You look at the little Yoda. I love it. That's so
I got
cute.
enough stuff. I could probably do a new smoke device or piece every podcast for probably half the year.
That is beautiful. I love it. That'd be so cool. You should definitely do that. You should definitely do that.
Yep.
Yes. Hello, Deadeye the Clown, Brennan, King Dad, Jenna. Thank you guys again for tapping in and showing us some love on today's introduction episode.
Don't forget to get those likes in, subscriptions, and I'll remind you later too.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Your likes
The more
and your
likes.
subs. And if you're feeling extra generous, you could take the link from our YouTube channel and go post it on your friends' pages, on your servers, share it with your homies, tell your people to tap in with us. So that way we can get the word out. Post it on your Facebook page, post it on your Twitter, post it all the places so that people can come, chill with HappyDaze.
Oh, we got Fat King. I know exactly who that is.
What up? What up? So, to start things out, do you want to kind of like explain what we're going to be doing with this podcast segment and what the point of doing these episodes is going to be for the most part?
So obviously, as you can, I think it's in some of the descriptions, depending on where you find the link, is we talk about how it's to be love, relationships, stuff like that. Also talking about, current events going on. And when we had met to talk about this, I'm just like, hey, I'm polyamorous. I ain't even going to hide that. Most people know I am, but I'll say it straight up first episode. I don't care. And I believe you are monogamous.
Okay, so for me it's difficult. I am demisexual.
Okay, no,
And
I understand that. Okay.
so I
Yep.
prefer monogamy. However, it's not under it's not impossible for me to have romantic feelings for multiple people at the same time, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. And then like in the case of polyamory, we'll get into it more in other episodes, is like they're not always sexual. They're not always romantic. I have people that are just cuddle partners, people that we just chit chat and, give each other encouragement, stuff like that, like, and again, another thing we'll discuss eventually is dynamics as well, because those can vary and they can be very similar. Because I am pansexual, polyamorous, and I have a variety of partners. I have so many amazing partners. And then my wonderful nesting partner, who is definitely my rock, lets me get away with all my tomfoolery and be social, which is great because I've had other relationships that they knew I was like this, and then tried to push for monogamy that I emotionally could not do. I tried to do it. I tried to respect that. I didn't, I've never been kind of a cheater, but cheating does exist in this. It's all about that communication.
It does. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that in a sense is where a lot of people confuse polyamory for something that it's not, if that makes sense, because you see a lot of stigmatism around the poly community, where in the sense
Puffs here.
there's still things that exist. You can cross specific boundaries that have been laid out. You know what I mean? There are closed dynamics. There are closed polycules that, you know what I mean? It's specifically these three partners together,
Yep.
and that's it. They
Yep.
have
There's
no interest in finding more partners. You know what I mean?
I'll have to get something laid out eventually to talk about the different types of polyamory and other dynamics, because like, in my experience, like I have a lot of friends in all the different ways, is that like people who are polyamorous, or if they're swingers, they can have interchanging interests or values. Everyone does it different. It's just like your own like family with just more love, like you can't rely on one single person. That's too much pressure.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. And I think that in a lot of different ways there are close relationships that live similar lifestyle to, how would you say, being more free, you know what I mean, or less controlling in a sense, because
yeah.
there's there's a huge difference from somebody being monogamous and being in the lifestyle, and then somebody who's a traditional housewife and has absolutely no sexual freedom whatsoever. You know what I
Oh yeah,
mean?
and then there's also the relationships that can interlink, because like there are polyamorous people with monogamous partners. They're happy with just that one person. They don't mind sharing them. Their heart belongs to the one, and that's perfectly fine too. If monogamy works for you, that's great. Like as long as you're being yourself, communicating your needs, and having the right people around you, building your village, that's the biggest thing. Whether it be friends, relationships,
I think
whatever.
that that's Yes, I think that that's an important thing, that between monogamous, what I call myself as monogamous, and between the polyamorous community, like how you are, I think that is a baseline that we can all agree on, is that community and being able to have a village of people, or you know what I mean, a chosen family per se of people that surround you and help you succeed and help you and push you to do things that, you know what I mean, you wouldn't necessarily get in basic dynamics or basic friend groups in that sense. And I think that that's an important thing. I think it's good for people to not allow their emotions like jealousy or envy to get in the way of things, because you should want to see your partner shine. You should want to see them live to their fullest potential. That's the whole point of being and choosing them as a person, is because you liked specific things about them,
Oh
right?
yeah. Yep. And there are times where, it sometimes doesn't work, because it is still very much like having an actual family, or even like having like, with when we do our events, that feels like a family gathering to me, because I have so many people I'm close to, so many creatives I'm learning and getting along with. Like that's still building a family too.
It is, yes. Yes. And with what we do here at Happy Days, I think it's important that we recognize all the different types of people and dynamics that come around and join us as a community and communicate with us, as well as, how would you say, participate in what we do as an online community.
Because I know the biggest thing you push, we push at this point, I've become part of the team, is, safe space inclusion. If you are different,
it is.
Even if it's not our thing, we're willing to talk about it, hear about it. And I know that, like, if there's people of other dynamics that want to reach out, and I can, like, kind of put something together with some, like, bullet points to talk about. Because, again, polyamorous, monogamy, and then, like, I know so many people in different other relationships, and I could touch on how they compare to us, too, in future segments, so.
Absolutely. And that goes for everybody that's watching, or anybody that might watch in the future too. If you are part of the community here and you want us to highlight or discuss something or topics of dynamics that you think needs highlighted, or you believe that should be highlighted, we're absolutely open to, like, bringing things on and bringing points up and discussing these types of topics and dynamics with everybody, because I want people to be familiar with people and things that, they may come across, and not to be afraid to seek out that, I guess you could say, education, or that want to understand things on a deeper level.
And then if there's something I don't understand enough, or if I ever say something that they're like, hey, this is how it is for me, it's different, I'm always wanting to learn more, understand more. Always been that empathetic person.
Absolutely. Grim Reaper, we are talking about what you can expect in the future, things like dynamics and stuff you might see within the community here on HappyDaze, and essentially things that you might not things that might not necessarily be super public information, for, like, different relationship types, et cetera, that you might run across within the community we are building here. There's a lot of open-mindedness, and there's a lot of people that are very comfortable with who they are and comfortable in their own skin, as well as becoming comfortable with who they are, if that makes any sense.
As I know,
a lot of self-exploration.
I know I've had all kinds of ideas flowing too, because I know, like, maybe a future segment, we can talk about dynamics in history and myth, lore, books, something. Because we all know, especially with a certain cousin of mine I know is in the audience right now, all of us in our smut books. A good book will also properly explain dynamics, as well as certain things in the sexual education department, which we could touch that eventually, but that's not the point of it right now. This is to talk about the emotional side and, just navigating it.
Absolutely agree with you there. Now, there's definitely a lot of there's going to be traditional relationships that we see within our community, and traditional ideas, but there's also, like I said, and like she said, there's going to be all sorts of different topics that we touch on, to not only educate people within the community, but to make sure that we're all in a safe space, and that we're all regulating the way we, communicate with each other. Because one thing we're also very keen about within our community is consent, because consent is key. You know what I mean?
Yep. Consent is, and again, biggest part about any relationship, but especially in mine, is the communication. Consent is part of that communication.
Absolutely.
But communication is also consented. So you got to make sure you understand where you need to use the appropriate, etiquette.
Absolutely. Now, sorry, I'm still promoting at the same time as talking to everybody. I double task over here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're awesome and you love us. And you want to continue watching this podcast, again, because we're awesome and you love us. Listening and smoking. I'm so glad that you are listening and smoking.
Oh, yeah. You want to use this as a smoke sesh?
Don't forget to share this. Yeah. into the live podcast right now. So let's discuss, how do you think alt night went? I want your honest opinion on that since we're live and since we haven't talked much since then.
Well, I mean, and a few people at this point have called me mom for these things or been very motherly. From that perspective, knowing how many people were anywhere from that 18 plus to, 40s, 50s, like everyone seemed to get along really well. Everyone was chill, respectful. Anyone that would ask for someone else's drinks, like they had the communication of saying, yes, I am old enough for showing an ID if they did not appear to be the right age, because we're not going to sit there and let people underage drink. That's not okay. So
Absolutely.
that went really well.
Absolutely.
And then, I know that me and our lovely mod Dingo were playing with the fire all night. That was a lot of fun because we would just kind of stare at it, watch the big pieces burn, and we kind of shift them around. The musicians, oh my God, they did great. They did fantastic. And as I quoted, CMC is one of the first Cleveland rappers I didn't hate. And I know it's kind of a controversial thing to say to some people, but just, it's not my flavor, I guess. Plus, I'm from Michigan. I live in Ohio now, but I'm from Michigan. I was one of the original like Slim Shady crew, like listen to all that shit. So, but CMC, I liked his beats. So, I mean, I haven't had time, but I got to get on Spotify and all his other stuff. I know I'm kind of promoting him at this point, aren't I? But you know what? He deserves it.
It's okay. Absolutely. I agree.
Too. And I know that, do you guys ever put his music on the podcast? I'm curious because I don't know if I saw that last time I saw when he was on earlier this week.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He did fantastic.
We play his music pretty often when we do our rotations.
Yep. And then not everyone, which is not a problem, but like quite a few people brought their own little bits and pieces to help contribute. We had, equipment donations, stuff like that, a lot of awesome help getting everything we needed. And the fact that I couldn't get there till kind of last minute and the setup was done beautifully. I'm glad I was able to help with cleanup too. And then when it came to people leaving, no issues when we had to shift cars out of parking, no one getting pissy or mean. A lot of love, a lot of respect. I didn't see any fights or arguing, even when there were people that you're hesitant to be around, you're just like, no, I'm going to have fun. Have your time. No issues at all. I think everyone that was there was awesome, though. Like, just people I already knew, people I finally got to meet in person, and then a lot of the new people I got to meet. It's fucking awesome.
I absolutely agree. There's going to be another event coming up, so that's exciting. That one's not going to be until the end of July, though. So between what did I say? July 31st and August 2nd, we are having an inner circle sleepover the first night. And then the second night is going to be like a public backyard sleepover. So bring tents, camping gear, coolers up. It's going to be a potluck for like food if you want to throw stuff on the fire or the grill. We're going to do performances. So if you are an artist and you are looking to get some stage time or like performance time and you want to, perform in a decent sized crowd of people, come let me know or let one of us know, any of us that, promote for HappyDaze or organize with HappyDaze. And we will put you on for one of the set lists. We'll put you on for one of the lineups that we've got coming up. We've also got the Halloween party too, but that's going to be a little later that we discuss that. So again, we've got lots of things coming up that you can look forward to.
So what is that one? Is it CMC watches other people play video games and pretends it's a movie? Honestly, though, no. I love watching my streamers. If you can't tell by my background, there's so much more around the house. I'm a massive Pokemon nerd. I watch a lot of PokeTubers. I mod for one. No, I mod for two. A lot of fun. And yeah, it can be like a movie, but sometimes it's fun to just chill and watch someone else play, especially if it's a game where they're dying a lot and you don't want to get frustrated.
Absolutely. See, but that's cool though. That's cool though. Like I watch people play my favorite game too. So I think that's like I've got my favorite Minecraft streamers. Like
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't?
Oh,
Like, yeah,
my
I,
my
unless
my
that's just
fiance,
a
my nesting partner, he's all about the Minecraft streamers. And that's the other thing too. Like, again, this is about love and relationships. Is like it's amazing that like, normally there's these people out there, whether it's women or men, on their partners or whatever of any kind, any spectrum, and they get upset when there's like too much gaming.
Mhm.
There's times where it can be a problem, but like when you share an interest and then you can both realize, hey, I've been playing this too much, we need to cycle it out or take a break. We do that a lot. Unfortunately, we need to get him a new computer. His died. So it kind of, but
Oh.
I have no issue, on the days he's like, hey, can I use your computer to play my games? I let him put his stuff on there and he's perfectly fine. And the trust and like
Mhm.
understanding we have is like, I don't have to close anything, messengers, tabs, none of that. If he gets bored and wants to scroll through and look at stuff, he already knows what's going on. If I'm just like, hey, honey, can I have your phone? It's in my hand. We don't have to worry about that. I mean, honestly, how do you think I found out like about certain as he's trying to hand me his phone? There's different like platforms I learned about from him, like certain like spicy sites and stuff I didn't know about, and he would show me stuff he'd seen on there, and it gives me ideas for my own because I'm on Fansly, and it's still going, but
Yeah.
it's a good enough extra income. It helps. And then of course my KJ,
That's
my
good.
karaoke
That's
stuff.
good.
So if you ever want me to like host specifically karaoke, or we could even have a day I could be like, hey, I could tell my boss, can I kind of like promote this as an event for me as a DJ, obviously using the Just Sing Toledo name, but then like, in collab with HappyDaze, and we could like maybe have a day like that at one of my shows. I think that'd be fun.
That would be super fun.
And you've been to
Absolutely.
the bar. You've seen it.
Absolutely. Definitely have. I think that'd be lots of fun. I'd definitely be able to do it. We'd pull something together like that, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be great to put an event together like that. So another thing I wanted to talk about on tonight's episode is how do you feel about dropping, because I know that we have a lot of people from the Discord server that watch this, but I think
Mm-hmm.
that we should like encourage people more to like join us on Discord because that's where all the communication gets done. That's where we plan a
Mm-hmm.
lot of our events and stuff like that as well. Because like we
Oh
have the
yeah.
Facebook group chat and we
Mm-hmm.
promote the podcast on on all of our different socials and stuff like that. But I think we should start encouraging people to join the Discord server from the
Mm-hmm.
podcast and all of our different platforms.
Because I don't see a link in there. So next podcast, like if it's not listed, have the Discord server in the
Mhm.
description. So
Yes,
yeah,
so that we
I'm
can
such a
tell
nerd
people
too. I
to
have to
fucking
check
join
the
it.
live.
I'm gonna give you the password next episode. That way you can go in and you can make sure everything looks good from the like
Mm-hmm.
editor's perspective.
Yeah, because that's one thing too for even my own like my gaming channel was like starting. Then a lot of again family relationship, all that stuff happened. Life happened. Want to get back into that. So being able to use those skills all over to help everybody would be fantastic.
Yes. And like I said, you can always use the HappyDaze platforms to promote your stuff as well.
Um, someone asked if they're in the Discord. I
Let
know
me
a couple
grab
of
the
the
link and
viewers right.
drop it in the comments.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you can't, one of our people from Discord can pop the link in the chat box for the live, but putting it in the comments will be good as well because if they see this later, they'll still have the link. So
Yes, exactly. Where is it? I gotta go to my own video so that we can do this. Remember, everybody, if you're watching this, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And then I also want you to like this video and I want you to share it. Like, copy the link, go
Mhm.
put it on your Facebook, go
And
put
then
it
I
on your
know
story or something.
like later on because I know I can like separate it, for, some of my gaming content I let be like all ages, but like I know that I can filter a playlist, maybe send a like I think there's like a collab request I can do so that I can link my YouTube to these podcasts as well. That's one thing I haven't done yet is like a collab, but I've been seeing it done more from my PokeTubers, so it really helps. I've been learning a lot knowing these people.
That's awesome too. And that's gonna like as a mod in the Discord server, that's beneficial for you to be able to. Are you a mod in the Discord server?
I am, yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I thought you were.
Yeah, because when you modded me, I turned it to the Pokemod.
Oh yes, now I remember that. I do.
And see, we talk so much more on Facebook that it's like, wait, no, this is what we do on this channel.
I know. I'm just so used to using Facebook as my main source of communication with everybody.
Same.
I'm in there, but never use it that much. We also have the Facebook group chat. If you guys want to join that as well, send me a DM on Facebook and I will.
Yeah, we definitely talk about all the events
Put you in
and
that.
plannings. There's also a lot of us, just bullshitting too, but gotta have some fun. It can't be all work.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of, you can also drop your music in there and promote your stuff if you make artwork, stuff like that. Always encourage new people to join and share their stuff.
And that's every kind of art, graphic art, physical, music, things you wouldn't think of. Like, if you're a performer that dances or acts, like send us videos of your skits or your performances, sewing, if you're good at that, like I would love to see people's custom like cosplays and stuff, because I do like historical clothing when I sew, but I would love to see more stuff like that because a lot of people that share their art, it's always a lot of, digital media, which is nothing wrong with that if you're doing it legit. But I would love to see a lot of that stuff people do out there. If you do woodworking or leather or any of that, I think it'd be cool as shit. Or especially like CMC, apparel, that shit's fire. I think it looks cool.
Oh fuck yes. He's very talented with his merch line that he makes and all the other things, the paintings and stuff.
Yep.
But yes, for those of you who recently joined the Discord server, I just verified you, so you will be within the community. Yeah, definitely suggest inviting people to join the Discord server if you haven't done so. Should take it and share the link to the Discord server on your social media sites as well. You know how that goes.
Also, I just to touch on it, because we had a few people that it was a little touchy with, is if you're new to the server and you do have to do the ID verify, we need it like this, block out information, because people would be like blocking the wrong things or only showing their birthday on an ID. It's to make sure you're legit and no one's doing anything, we're not having minors involved with any of this because it's not appropriate. So,
no.
Because we've had people have qualms with the verification, but it's for safety. It really is. And any information we see,
because
delete it after we're done with the ticket. I just want to touch on that because as a mod,
there are women who sell content in there. There are women who share and express themselves. There are men who do the same thing. So we do need to verify for adults. And we also smoke marijuana and do smoke sessions. So lots of reasons that we need to have adult verification.
Yep. I just figured I'd touch on that, as a mod that's seen it a lot, and I haven't done any verifications really yet because we have so many awesome mods that are just like right on it. As soon as I open it, it's already taken care of.
Yes, it is. It is. So I actually shout out to the mod team. You guys are amazing. I do have a very solid mod team this time. And not only are they good on Discord, but when I do host events and they participate in the events in person, they're very on top of things in the person events that we do. So I really appreciate that a lot.
So the King Dad saying, yeah, don't be a gooner. That's got me chuckling.
Smoke music, sit down, cool.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. I definitely want to get more, especially if we get more artists that do music. I would love to have that, even if it's something we can play in the background to chill to. Because, obviously we have to be careful with copyrights
Yeah.
because they will. I've seen YouTube get vicious with some creators because, yeah, I know YouTuber I watched, Dylan, he's done like a karaoke and he's like, all right, I'm either gonna have to separate the stream or I'm just gonna say screw it. I just won't have a VOD later. The live will get locked down, but everyone in the room stays. So they are very picky. So I would, make sure it's something if you create it, if you I think it'd be smart to have maybe a permissive writing saying yes, you can share just in case. I think it'd be smart. Again, Mom, I'm thinking of like
when I do the music rotations, I just have it sent via email.
okay.
That way I can show that it was sent directly to me, like to HappyDaze. We have
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's
to play the music at that.
that's smart though.
Because I have an email. I have an email address made just for HappyDaze that people can send stuff to.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a good way to keep track of it for sure.
And we do the music rotations every Sunday. So for those artists that are interested in having their music promoted, definitely send us music and we'll play that on our rotations. And if you can also co-host on those days or guest if you'd like on the music rotation days. Because all we do is we listen to music, we talk about upcoming events, talk about the news within our community, stuff like that. It's a fun time. So definitely interested. If you're interested, you can join us in that. Can give you
definitely. Oh gosh, definitely I can't imagine that. being in a if I was on there with you and CMC, that'd be I think that'd be getting goofy. He was really funny on that last podcast. Like that was fantastic. I enjoyed his energy.
He's the best. Show too.
I'm telling you, he's got immaculate energy.
I know it. I know he's great. He's a great banter. He's a fucking very talented and charismatic person, and I enjoy his company a lot.
And the fact that he came all the way from Cleveland, that I appreciate that so much. I know that's a drive. We also had a few other guests that came from far away, especially our favorite dad mod bouncer, like all the way from Texas.
All the way from Texas. I know.
One of the coolest people I've met in a while, for sure. I do adore him. He's awesome.
That's wonderful. Yes, I'm glad I got to spend time with him too. It was a good time. It was a good experience. And I'm looking forward to meeting more people in the same sense. You know what I mean? More people that decide they want to be involved in the community and, come out to our events and perform and stuff. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of that. Speaking of things coming out in the future, CMC does have a new track dropping on all streaming platforms on July 3rd called Viral. So if you guys are a fan of CMC, you should definitely go listen to that when it comes out on July 3rd. Going to be very exciting. So yes. Yeah, so there's that. And then again, at the end of July, we've got the backyard sleepover. So you're going to want to stay tuned following us for details on that event. If you're an artist and you want to perform at that event, hit me up on Facebook and I will put you in my lineup for the main event happening on the 2nd of August, which is going to be a Sunday. Yes, definitely start showing up on Sundays, guys. That's when our music rotations are going to be. We're going to have lots of fresh music for you to listen to and for you to, if you have stuff to send in, definitely send it in. I'm going to drop the email in the comments real quick. For anybody who wants to send us some stuff, please send it so that we can go over it on Sunday. Me and my wonderful, sexy, beautiful co-host that I definitely am not having sexual relations with.
No, you never would. No.
I keep things professional on a strictly business level. I don't kiss my friends. I don't have sex with anybody that I'm working with professionally. That's not what we do here in these parts.
No.
It's
too unprofessional.
It's not. It is, exactly. I have to get a set list of hers. Yeah, if you want to come for a forum, all you got to do is hit me up and we can make things happen.
We already got plenty of
I
ideas
promise
for
you that
that.
much. Plenty of ideas for that. So yeah. Speaking of which, we're gonna have like a tie-dye. Jenna will be hosting a tie-dye session at the backyard sleepover event on the main event day, which is gonna be the Sunday, August 2nd, that I was talking about. We will be tie-dyeing little drawstring book bags that are gonna be HappyDaze themed, and we would love for you guys to come participate in that. We're going to have a merch table set up that day as well. So you can come support the artists, and we're going to have HappyDaze merch so you can support us directly. And I'll be able to, put more into the community so that we can continue throwing these events for everybody and having a good time and, supporting our local artists and our local, members in the community and friends and our little family we're building here. And you get to keep the tie-dye, by the way, obviously, if I didn't, specify that prior.
Well, I'll make sure we let Jenna know too that I got that extra dye if we need it, because I got just all that just sitting ready for tie-dye kits.
Oh, I definitely think we let me think. We're starting to get breaked up. Our thing is breaking up, the computer. Dude, I just burped loud as fuck, but that's okay.
Again, a little bit of lag.
A little bit of lag. But yeah, so we've got some really cool things coming up for everybody. We've got some segments we're going to really focus on our next topic here the next couple of weeks as we're preparing for the next episode. We're going to have a specific topic set aside that we're going to go in depth on. So you want to stay tuned for our Wednesday episodes. And then every Sunday, we're going to be coming back with new music. For our rotations and community updates on Sundays. So you'll be able to see, our faces, our lovely faces, and you'll be able to directly be involved with us here online. If you have ideas, you can spit them in the comments, etc. And I also want to take a brief moment to bring on and not bring on, but also to recognize some of the team members that are within the HappyDaze team and who does run things, I guess you could say, behind the scenes, and who's all doing work as organizers and event planners. So that's obviously myself. We've got Miss Madam Tensora down here, and then Jenna, she's also goes by Miss Red. You'll see her at the events. She's the one with the bright head, pretty hair. And then we've got CMC. He's my co-host, and he helps me host a lot of the in-person events that we've been doing lately. And he's an artist that performs for us as well. So he does a lot of work for us within the community. He does a lot of my graphics, etc. And there's a wonderful mod team that helps run the Discord server. That they are on top of things, and they're a beautiful, wonderful set of human beings. And we've got Dingo, Bouncer, Arc, and the Gloom and Doom boys and Bells. I don't necessarily want to put their real names out there because that's, what I mean, their business.
Oh, of course, yeah.
We're not doxing anybody on these parts. That's something we don't approve. We don't approve of that shit over this way. No. People are entitled to their personal privacy.
Exactly.
So yes. But I think that might wrap us up. Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on or discuss or go in depth on before we get off here?
Not that I can think of right now, but definitely have some ideas. It's good to get the intros out of the way and kind of talk about what's important. So
yes, I agree. Well, with that being said, again, thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can continue being up to date with what we do with Happy Days and continuing to, support the community.
Mhm.
And I look forward to seeing some of you at our future events. So, yes, I hope you all have a wonderful night.
Good night, guys.
You want to say anything before we get off here?
Stay smart, stay safe. Don't do anything stupid.
There you